keep it lighter this time. I want to talk about the situation in Philadelphia with the guy falling into the penalty box, squirting bottle. Take us through that whole story. I don't think a lot of our listeners are familiar with it.
Well, Philly, I used to love playing there. I really did. The fans, they loved me, but they hated me. I still get fan mail from Flyers fans. We miss you. The games aren't the same anymore. But I was getting a beer poured on me, and I got a lighter thrown at me, and I turned around, and I saw this guy, and saw him. I think John LeClaire was in the other box. I said, Johnny, what color is your Powerade over there? He said, blue. I said, give me. So he gave me the blue Powerade. So I'm like, this guy had a white shirt on or whatever he had, and I want to make a stain on his shirt. So I started pouring the Gatorade on him, the blue stuff. And then the glass was really low. I was actually there to watch my son this year. The glass is as high. Yeah. It's like right to the roof. Right to the roof now, but it's pretty funny. But it was shorter then. The glass was like not too high, and he kind of fell through. And, I didn't think nothing was going to happen. But then he started punching Kevin Collins. And Kevin, I'm pretty, as Biz knows, like we're close with all the linesmen and the referees. When you're tough guys, you're close with those guys. And Kevin Collins was one of my boys, so once I seen him throw a punch at Kevin, then I gave him a couple jackhammers. But he was a nice guy, and the whole thing happened. And he was suing me. He was suing.
Get the fuck out of here.
The Flyers. He was suing Comcast. He was suing the NHL. He was suing everybody. And so I'm like, oh my God, what's going on here? And every time he'd lose, he would appeal it. Well, it's costing me. It's cost because I'm paying for it. I had to hire counsel out of Pennsylvania too, right? So I had to hire the best lawyers in Pennsylvania, and I'm paying, not the least. So
how much did it end up running you?
A lot, 6 figures.
Get the hell out of here!
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is brutal. I would assume maybe afterward
I'm going
you
to
guys met up.
Biz, I'm going. This is, and I'll give you the headline how it all ended. So I'm getting fed up with it because he's appealing. His cousin's just doing it. His cousin apparently was a lawyer, and he's you could tell he was a bricklayer apparently. He's a really cool guy, and his name was Chris Falcone. So I say to the lawyers, I meet a morning skate in Philly at the Four Seasons. There's 4 of them. I'm like, guys, how much is this breakfast costing me? I said, are you kidding me? We have to get this thing done. Like, what's going on? Like, they said, well, they're not tied. We're nothing we can do. The 4 of them come from. So it's just costing me. So I said, get me the guy's phone number. I want to call him. I want to talk to him. I want to see him. Like, no, we can't. I said, get me his phone number, please. I want to call him. So finally, they got me the guy's phone number. And I called him on the way to the game. And we had a couple of games left. And we were playing the Flyers in the playoffs. Okay, first round. So it's our second last game. So I said, get me his phone. So on the way to the game, I call him. And I said, Falcone, it's Ty Domi. He goes, who? Don't screw around me, man. Who is this? Who is this? I said, no, it's Ty Domi. Here, take my number. And my number at the time was 416-407 Domi, right? 3664.
Of course it was.
So I said, I used every number for 3664 Domi, right? That was my thing.
Surprised you didn't have
I said, I'm going to hang up. I'm going to hang up. Call me back. I hang up. He calls back. I told you, man. Are you going to the game tonight? Yeah. He's quiet. I said, okay, this is what's going to happen. We got to do this low key, but I'm going to have security come bring you to a room. You and I are going to meet. I just want to talk to you face to face. And he said, okay. I said, you promise? He goes, yeah. Game's over. Right away, I take my stuff off real quick and I go there because I wanted to, before any media, anybody came, I didn't want anybody around. We go in this room, and he comes in, and he's like, he thinks that I'm going to want to fight him or something, right? And I'm like, hey, man, and I just shook his hand, and I hugged him. I said, hey, I'm a good guy, just like you. I said, you got wife and kids? And he says, yeah. I said, well, I'll tell you what. I said, we're playing the Leafs in the first round. How about if I fly you and your family to Toronto, put you up, and give you 2 tickets, give you 4 tickets, and, we call it a day. We get this, And he's like, yeah? I said, yeah. You want to come to Toronto? He said, yeah. I said, okay. I shook it. And I told him, I said, just don't tell the media or anything, right? Anyway, It's all done. I had him sign off everybody. So I got Comcast off. I got the Flyers off. I got NHL off. I got everybody off. He signed off on everything. And he came to Toronto. And God bless the guy. He's doing interviews in the stands.
Oh, God. Oh, keep it under wraps, and all of a sudden.
But it was okay. And that's the real story, how it all happened. And, it was, people still talk about it everywhere. Were you the guy that fought the fan in Philly? So, that's the real story. And that's how it ended. And I had to end it myself. No lawyers. So
just say funny what happens when you take the lawyers right out of it, huh?
Yeah, lawyers, man, oh man, they create more problems, those guys.